The air was crisp, laced with the sweet scent of pine and the promise of Christmas morning. Inside the Sodder home, nestled in the heart of Fayetteville, West Virginia, 5 children slept peacefully, unaware that their innocence, their very existence, was about to be consumed by a nightmare. It was Christmas Eve, 1945. As the night deepened, an unsettling quiet fell over the house. Unbeknownst to the sleeping family, a sinister glow began to lick at the back of the house, fueled by an unknown force. It wasn't long before flames erupted, tearing through the wooden structure with a vengeance. The house, once a sanctuary of warmth and laughter, was quickly becoming a raging inferno. George and Jennie Sodder, along with 4 of their 9 children, managed to escape the flames' deadly embrace. Panic-stricken, they searched frantically for their 5 missing children. Maurice, 14, Martha, 12, Louis, 9, Jennie, 8, and Betty, 5. But the fire raged on, an impenetrable wall of heat and destruction thwarting their every attempt to reach their beloved children. The fire that ravaged the Sodder home was not just a tragedy, it was a horrifying enigma, riddled with unsettling occurrences that began long before the first spark. Weeks earlier, a stranger, eyes dark with an unsettling intensity, lingered around the Sodder property, making chilling pronouncements about the house's fate. "It's going to go up in smoke," he warned, his words echoing ominously in the crisp autumn air. Then, on that fateful Christmas Eve, as the Sodder children nestled in their beds, the phone rang, shattering the night's tranquility. Jennie Sodder answered, her heart pounding with a mother's intuition. A man's voice, cold and unfamiliar, sent shivers down her spine. He spoke in cryptic tones, mentioning names she didn't recognize, followed by the unsettling clinking of glasses and laughter in the background. Before Jennie could decipher the unsettling call, the line went dead. As the fire raged, George Sodder raced to retrieve his ladder, desperate to reach his trapped children. But the ladder, usually kept propped against the house, was gone, vanished into the night. His truck's reliable workhorses refused to start, their engines strangely silent. Were these just cruel twists of fate, or were darker forces at play? As the fire subsided, leaving behind a smouldering ruin, a chilling realization gripped the Sodders. There were no bodies. The fire marshal, his face grim, surveyed the ashes, the official verdict faulty wiring. But for George and Jennie, the explanation rang hollow. The fire had burned quickly, barely 45 minutes, yet there was no trace of their children. They clung to the words of a crematorium worker, a beacon of hope in their darkest hour. He assured them that bones remain even after prolonged exposure to intense heat. The fire couldn't have simply erased their children, could it? Days turned into weeks, each one an agonizing reminder of their loss. Still, no sign of the children. Desperate for answers, the Sodders turned to the authorities. The FBI, their last hope, launched an investigation. However, the trail, like the ashes of their home, had gone cold. Leads were followed, witnesses interviewed, but the children remained missing. The official investigation, mired in assumptions and inconsistencies, left the Sodders with more questions than answers. The phone call, the missing ladder, the lack of remains, these were not mere coincidences, but pieces of a puzzle that refused to fit. The Sodder family, despite facing unimaginable tragedy, never wavered in their resolve. They were determined to find the truth about what happened to their missing children. Through tireless efforts, they kept the case alive in the public eye, hoping that one day they would uncover the answers they so desperately sought. Their unwavering commitment serves as a testament to the strength and resilience of the human spirit. In 1968, 23 years after the fire, Jennie Sodder received a photo in the mail. The envelope was postmarked from Kentucky with no return address. Inside was a photograph of a young man, about 30 years old, who bore a striking resemblance to their son, Louis. On the back, a cryptic message read, "Louis Sodder, I love brother Frankie, allele boys, a 90,132 or 35. Despite extensive efforts to trace the origins of the photo, the family never uncovered its source, or the true identity of the man in the photograph. Over the years, numerous theories have emerged regarding the fate of the Sodder children. Some believe they were kidnapped and taken to Italy, perhaps as retribution for George's outspoken criticism of Mussolini. Others speculate they were abducted by the Sicilian mafia, or that they were victims of human trafficking. There are even those who think the children may have survived and lived under new identities. Despite these theories, no concrete evidence has ever surfaced to confirm any of them. The Sodder family was forever changed by the events of that Christmas Eve. George and Jennie dedicated their lives to finding their missing children, never giving up hope. They erected a billboard along Route 16, displaying the children's pictures and offering a reward for information. The remaining Sodder siblings grew up in the shadow of this tragedy, each affected in their own way. The fire and the mystery surrounding it left an indelible mark on the family, one that would never fade. The story of the Sodder children remains one of America's most enduring mysteries. Decades have passed, and yet the questions linger. What really happened that night? Were the children taken, or did they perish in the fire? The lack of answers has kept the case alive in the public's imagination, a haunting reminder of the unknown. As time marches on, the Sodder family's quest for truth continues to resonate, a testament to their unwavering love and determination.